Apple, you go to your room right now. You go to your room and don't come out until we tell you to. I can't believe this. I can't believe you've done this.
Oh, I can't believe you've done this.
God, so first of all, welcome to the next year of our lives, I guess. Just like ever-creeping death, every year we experience MKBHD's super official and scientific which smartphone camera has the least amount of poop in it test. Marquez's yearly smartphone camera shootout. Is that poop in my iPhone camera? Who pooped in my iPhone camera? Was it you, Tim? Steve. It's funny timing, really, because in our last video, literally a day before Marquez put his out, I said this. The cameras, they're supposed to be better, but you won't notice that in day-to-day use if you're coming from the last year's phones, or even maybe the year before that. And even though the camera hardware is technically better, it doesn't really matter because iOS in the end will just overprocess, overcompress the image, making it look overly sharp or just sometimes outright bad.
The next day.
Overall, you're doing way too much, and so the photos are literally overprocessed.
People, fun fact, I have cataracts. So if I noticed, it's bad. And Apple, look what you did. Look what you did. You made Marquez address this, make a video about this. That's how bad it got. These phones have tiny cameras in them. Since 2008, we have been struggling with tiny camera sensors. As the phones got better and the cameras got better, photos got better, but not better enough. So Google took the Pixel and said, yes, but what if computer? But now we are in a totally different era of smartphone and smartphone camera. These sensors are getting bigger, they're getting better, and needing less and less assistance from the software. The problem is that Apple has failed to dial down how much software affects the final photo, and they keep giving iOS the power of God in that little iPhone to use all of its computational power, enough to send a monkey to the moon just to process the photos you take. And they don't look good. So now, when you take a great photo that was taken raw, right from the sensor, and then Apple applies the same software processing that they did 4 years ago, the end result is something that is way over-sharpened and way over-processed, borderline unusable. It's too much. I'm recording this show right now with a Sony FX3 in 4K. This does not need processing. Nonetheless, this is what iOS would do to this footage. This is terrible. So Apple, you may walk away with the best video a smartphone can take, but there's just a little bit of poop in all my photos, and I don't want it there, Tim. You upset me, you upset Marquez, and Marquez is never upset. Tim, did you see how bad the phone did in the camera test? It's a very scientific thing. Baby, you did not good. Unacceptable. Hey, so guess what? There is no sponsor today. There is none. See, what's happening is we're going through a bit of a transition behind the scenes. We hired a new sales team for the show, and as we get the ball rolling and start working with more brands, at least the next couple episodes, gonna be empty. Just you and me. So instead, here is a funny video of animals falling down. Yeah. Money would have felt better, to be honest. All right, hey, welcome back from whatever that was. Story numero lasto, last up for the day. We have just a massive, just a bunch of stuff. You ready for a bunch of stuff? This is a bunch of stuff that relates to Apple's upcoming AR/VR headset. I'm super excited. I have not been this excited about an Apple product in a long, long time. I am like super invested in VR right now. VR, AR, that's the future. And it's one of those things where like, I could not explain it to you. I was so negative about VR and AR for such a long time until I tried it. And once you try it, that's when you feel it and you're like, oh, wait a minute. Just kind of the best. So thanks to a report from The Information, who is ridiculously crazy accurate. In fact, they were the ones that gave us our very first look, this sort of illustration of the headset. They have given us an expansive list of quirks and features for the headset. Some real bangers. This mofo is coming packed with a 120-degree field of view, changeable headbands with different features, like one headband that has built-in speakers, or one made for developers. whatever that means. The information's report says that the battery pack will also be mounted on a waistband instead of on the headset, like with the Meta Quest 2, for example. Which, thank God, my neck has been turned into like a sad slinky after I put those 37 hours into VR football. And one last real cool idea Apple apparently has planned for this headset is the ability to use iOS apps in 2D while in the headset. That is just a super cool idea. Wow, VR banking. For a complete list without all the other junk, you can go to frontpagetech.com and read the whole shebang, especially because the information's report is behind a paywall. So, ours is not. Just, we got ads, so you gotta look at the ads. That's it. Whew, wow, that's great news. I really hope no random, horrible, bad news comes from Kuo Ming Chi that forces me to make a hot, steamy cup of depresso. Oh God. Looks like this headset just got pushed back. Are you kidding me? Again? Quo, seriously, from adjourn to a quo to adjourn, man to man, do you like hurting me with your words? Per a tweet from Kuo Ming Chi, this is a quote. Here goes. Apple's AR/VR headset development is behind schedule due to issues with mechanical component drop testing and the ability of software development tools, meaning the mass shipment of this device may postpone from the original second quarter of 2023 to the end of the second quarter of 2023 or the third quarter of 2023. Okay, so that was a lot. Do you remember that we were supposed to have an event this month? There were rumors going, I'm pretty sure Quo was the one that came up with the rumors that in January this month there was going to be a whole Apple event dedicated to this AR/VR headset. That is not happening anymore. So listen, I don't know, maybe a WWDC announcement with a later ship date later in the year, so we'll get an announcement first, and then they'll give it to us at some other time. Either way, I am sick of this thing getting pushed back. I want it so bad. I want them to do it right. I want to get it and not have any issues, so I guess do what you gotta do, but it still upsets me deeply. I like 4 things in life: smelling good, hoodies, and VR. Sometimes both of those things. And Quo, you took 25% away from me just now. You took my happy. So I hope you're happy.